So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with
Chris from Can't Swim.
And we're asking some questions to say about their upcoming album, Thanks, but no thanks. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
It's been good. Yeah. We released 2 songs off of it, and yeah, people seem to be into it. We're very excited to put it out. We recorded it ourselves, so it's exciting to put it out into the world.
Hell yeah, the album fucking rocks.
It's great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Of course. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
So yeah, the title, I guess, is just a play on like a lot of people over the years giving us advice or um, telling us what we should and shouldn't do to either be successful or grow the band bigger. And I think it's just led us to frustrating conversations and also like being unhappy with some of the decisions we've made. So it's kind of like, hey, like, thank you for giving that advice, but like, no thanks. We're just going to do what we like to do. So, and then the artwork is like this like legendary clown that is in like the hometown where we grew up. Apparently it's like a national landmark now. They can't take it down, but yeah, not much of a deeper story other than me like driving past it for the last 20 something years and thinking it was really cool looking, and I loved like the art of it. So yeah, it's supposed to say save spirits liquors on it, but we photoshopped it to say thanks but no thanks, can't swim.
Where is this clown?
This is like 114 on the Parkway.
Okay.
Okay. So you got to visit the clown now, Shane.
Yeah.
Dude,
I don't know if
that's
close to you. But...
It is close to me. It's not very far.
Yeah, 20, 25 minutes. Yeah. Don't get your hopes up too high. It's just a parking lot with a big clown.
I love empty parking lots with clowns in them.
Exactly. What more could you want?
Of course. So could you tell us a little bit about your writing process for this album?
So this one, just like all the other ones, predominantly is me coming up with an idea on the laptop that I am talking to y'all on currently, sending it to the guys. Danny, our guitar player, has produced almost every one of our records except the last one, and that's why this one is kind of like going back to the OG way. This time was pretty cool. It was a little bit more collaborative than usual because we all live in different areas of the world. Danny lives in London now. Our drummer lives in Atlanta, but we all got together to not only record it, but to like kind of write it and finish up the demos together, which was in Brick, New Jersey, very close to you.
That is very close. That's like 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's like right there. Yeah. Another story about that. In the basement of a carpet or a flooring store, this guy rents out the bottom part of his business to loud rock and roll bands. And that's where we demoed most of it. And then we recorded it in Brooklyn, New York, in a studio that Danny rented. Anyway, but yeah, awesome. Pretty much the way it always goes. Felt more New Jersey than ever, I suppose. And that's another reason for the clown.
Fair enough. I love that you guys just embody New Jersey. Like you really do.
Oh yeah, dude.
I would also like to say on the topic of loving things, your personal account with the rollerblading videos, they're fucking great.
Oh yeah, dude.
The guys in Late Wave share them all the time. They're fucking great.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're gonna do the next single that we drop for Can't Swim is going to be rollerblading themed, so look out for that.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
I've already seen like some of the clips and it's very, very funny. It's gonna be good.
That's good.
I'm excited. So what song off this album took the longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
Even My Anger Has Issues, which was not the original title, has definitely been in the works, I think, the longest. I've had like the melody for that ever since like This Too Won't Pass, so years and years ago. But it's taken like 7 or 8 different forms. That one was obviously a challenge from what I just said. And then the very last song on the record, the title track, Thanks But No Thanks, wasn't very difficult. It's just like the most different sounding one. It has like a fake drum machine. It's pretty stripped down. It's like almost like an acoustic intimate song.
Hmm.
So that probably took like the longest to like figure out sonically like what we wanted to do with it. And then my favorite one, good question. I definitely was a me versus all y'all fan. But yeah, no, I guess like my favorite one is probably They Found You Face Down. I like them all though. They're like children or your own children. You can't, it's hard to pick a favorite.
I would hope that
Exactly.
you like them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be the closer? Did you shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
Mm. That is not to talk smack on your question at all, but that is something that I've definitely found less and less interest in growing older because I just
Hmm.
know the streaming world.
Mm-hmm.
So I never
Huh.
get too caught up on it. I usually just let somebody else in the band do it. I
Yeah.
take the time to write the songs. Even me at the old age I am, I never like pay attention to that. Like even in some of my favorite records, because I'm guilty of the shuffle. But we
Oof.
definitely didn't write any songs with the intention of being openers or closers. Potentially the last one, because like I said, it's kind of this like drony, slower track. But other than that, we put them all in a hat, shake it around. There you go.
Fair enough. So since it's not your duty, I'm curious as to who gets the job of sorting the track list.
Mm. I'm gonna blame if anybody doesn't like it, I'm gonna blame it on Danny. If everybody does like it, I will say it was me.
Okay,
All
there
you.
you go.
It's foolproof. So,
Yeah.
would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this record?
Mm. For sure. A lot of the songs, the general theme, I suppose, is like the length of time that we've done this band for, and just like life in general. I am not the young spring chicken I once was. So yeah, I don't want to use like the word regret, but it's mostly just like reflecting on the time and um, yeah, yeah, I would say predominantly that's all of them. Obviously, um, Found You Face Down is about a very specific event. Um, what else we got? What else we got? Nowhere, Ohio, which is going to be the next single, just talks about being on tour for countless hours, not knowing where you are in your life or geographically. Um, yeah, so I think it's just a reflection on the time spent doing the band would be the most, and also that's what plays into the thanks but no thanks. It's like so many different ways to go about being creative and having music be your job. It's very easy to start doing it in a way that you don't like or in a way that is going to not fulfill you. And I feel like I almost slipped into that or like
Hmm.
had stints with it. But now I feel genuine.
Hell yeah.
So in a way, this record is like you guys kind of reclaiming your project back, like as your own, and you do it your way, almost.
Exactly.
Hell
Exactly.
yeah.
That's why it's like, oh, let's put the clown in
Yeah,
it.
fuck it.
Why not?
um,
Yeah. Who
so
cares?
so true. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they do it in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on? Is it a workout album, party album? What do you personally recommend?
Ooh, wow. That's a great question. I would like all of those things. I don't work out and I don't really sit in the dark like a weirdo. But if you want to do it in both of those settings, that's great. That would
That
be sick.
works.
Um, I have said one of my biggest goals in making music is um, giving something to the traveling human. I I listen to music that way the most, especially growing up. So if I had to pick one of those, I would say in the car, on the way to work, on the subway, something like that.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful. So this one should be super, super quick off the top of your head. I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
That should be quick. Fun,
Mm-hmm.
nostalgic,
Mm-hmm.
multifaceted.
Oh,
Okay. Pull out the
well, that
big
a
word.
big word.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I started off pretty short, I suppose. Yeah,
I was
just
gonna
fun.
say
That's not very.
it escalated very quickly. Came out of nowhere.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
I hope it makes people like music. I hope it makes people forget how miserable life can be. And if it does get miserable, you can make a song about it and it gets better. Uh, I hope it makes people want to come to a show and go to shows in general. I think that was a very important thing in my life. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to do.
Can you give me kind of like a timeline on when this record, like the writing process for it started?
Sure. So I'm constantly writing songs on my laptop and demoing them all the time, but I really didn't sit down, start hashing them out until this summer, I would say. So what's that already? 6 months ago? And it was finished being recorded in August, September, like that. So
Okay.
I had the demos, I had a lot of the ideas. We went to Brick, New Jersey. Took only like 2 or 3 weeks to get them all to make sense, and then recorded them shortly after. So yeah, it was probably like the quickest turnaround. Usually, I write a song, and sometimes we even record it, and I can nitpick it to death and probably make it worse than it was in the beginning, and switch it a million times.
Yeah.
This time, it felt very organic. It was just like, oh, that sounds pretty cool, and then we just went from there.
Yeah, because my follow up question to that was going to be like, did the pandemic kind of cause you guys to like reflect as a band and kind of make a record like this? Since that last record was put out in the pandemic, but clearly the world was kind of open at that point. So I'm curious as to like what kind of triggered the reflection, and creating a record like this.
Sure, man. It's something that I've always thought about. Obviously, I'm sure everybody does. But I do think that time spent in solitude definitely made me more lethargic than ever. And then, yeah, just like getting back on tour and spending time in New Jersey, spending time with friends and family after that time without them. Yeah, just felt like the most predominant thoughts going through my mind at the time that I should write about. And yeah, that's why it came out the way it did.
Makes sense.
Awesome. So what is your favorite memory that you made while creating this record?
Wow, it's another fantastic question.
Thank you.
I got a lot of good food when we were recording in Brooklyn. That was good. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's probably I think I would say it's like my favorite part about being in a band. I love my guys. Um, so like I said, one lives in London, one lives in Atlanta. Um, we don't really spend too much time together when we're not on tour, and tour can be stressful and crazy drive. So when it's like, for me, it's like when we start to make a record, it's like vacation. It's like, oh, like a beach getaway with your buddies.
Us
So
just
I
Oh,
would
hanging
say,
out.
yeah, we get to just like hang and drink seltzers and throw bad ideas at each other. So I would say it's probably my favorite part. Just gives us a reason to be in a room for like 10 hours together, just hanging out. That's another nice thing that we record and produce the records ourselves. It's like really just the four of us hanging and yeah. So I would say my favorite memory is just the laughs and the hangs that we had together. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All
I
right.
love that.
So picture this: you're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Okay. Oh man. I'm a big Cliff Bar guy, but me and my lady have had so many that we hate them now.
Yeah.
What do
Oh.
we moved on to? We moved on to Kind bars.
Okay.
It's
Ooh.
kind of the same, but yeah. But for a fun one, when my lady's not looking because she gets mad at me when I eat bad, I would say York peppermint patties. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying?
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
minty in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It's nice.
I was hoping for some Wawa
Um,
love, you know?
oh, dude, big Wawa guy.
Oh,
Big
Good.
Wawa.
I
Good.
can only
Some
imagine.
some people some people argue Sheets is on par. I don't know if you've had.
No.
It's not great.
Mm-mm.
Virginia? No, Virginia, you do have Sheets, but no,
It's not good.
it's
We have
nothing like a
Wawa
Wawa.
too, so we're good. We're good.
Good. That's good news.
Yeah. You're telling me. Oof. So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
I'm gonna say sushi, because it's tasty, but it's practical. We're not too nuts of human beings. Also, I feel like we're very organized, neat people, and it's like the roll of the sushi roll. It's all compact into what you need. It's
Hmm.
not like pasta sauce and cheese going everywhere. It's precise in what it
Hmm.
is. It's not trying to fake it, and
Yeah.
I think that would be my answer. Yeah.
I think that's the best explanation for sushi that we've gotten. It makes sense. Instead of, we like sushi, we eat a lot of sushi.
Yeah. You
No,
really
no, no, no,
sold
no,
it.
no, no, no. We,
Yeah.
I, yeah, we almost identify as little sushi rolls, is what I'm trying to say.
So for the last couple questions, we're going to shift completely away from music. So if you could be one animal for the rest of your life, what animal would you be and why?
I saw an otter, I saw an otter today on some sort of social media, and this little vet was taking their temperature, and it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. So I usually wouldn't have said that until a couple of hours ago, but he or she really looked like an animal I would want to be, so I would pick otter.
Hmm.
Okay.
Otters are the best. They sleep on their backs, they float in the water, they hold hands while they're sleeping. It's
Yeah,
the
they seem.
cutest thing.
I have, I have seen that, and yeah, that's the answer for sure.
100%. So if you could have dinner with any celebrity or artist, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Drake, probably Drake.
Ew, why Drake? Why Drake?
Drake was my number one artist on the little Spotify thing. Everybody was doing that.
No, you're
I know, I know.
actually?
Is that bad? Is
No,
that bad? I could show
I
it to you.
just, I,
It hurts you. It
I don't know
hurts
if I
you.
want to see that. He's not like a bad guy
Okay,
or anything.
yeah.
It's just, I personally dislike him like a lot. Don't really have a good reason for it, but that just,
Who is your number one?
I think it was Ice Nine Kills.
Who is your number one?
Corn.
Oh, Ice Nine Kills, babe.
Hmm.
What about you, Mr. Shane?
Corn.
Not to flip it, not corn.
Yeah.
That is so sick.
Fucking love
That's
corn.
probably honestly that was probably Danny's number one. Our guitar player loved. I mean, I love corn too. Wow, that's a good answer though. Babe, what was yours? King. You guys know this band King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, my friend loves them.
Yeah, that was Paige's.
They're
Yeah,
good.
mine was Drake. I've gotten some heat for it, but anyway. Oh, so a dinner? I don't know. Maybe that would be lame. He'd probably just talk about himself the whole time.
Yeah.
Alive or dead? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't really want to have dinner with anybody, except you guys, obviously. That
Oh.
would be tight.
Aw.
Should have just made this a dinner plan instead
Go
of
to
an interview.
Wawa, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Absolutely.
At a
Next interview
Wawa.
will be over Wawa.
I love that.
Hell
So
yeah.
for this last question, boom, you're in a desert island. You can bring one movie, one album, and one person. Who and what are you bringing?
Oh, wow. Definitely got to bring Paige
Mm-hmm.
because
Mhm.
not only is she beautiful, but she has a lot of skills. She can make a fire. She's
You need that.
strong if bears come. Are there bears on the island?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Island
Yeah, so
bears.
Paige is coming. I would say maybe this movie called My Cousin Vinny.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No matter how many times I watch it, it's still funny. So I would probably have to watch it a lot if there's only one. And an album, maybe Follow the Leader by Korn, because
Nice.
like I said, if there's bears, some of that part, some of the parts of their music is pretty scary. It could scare the bears away.
Mm-hmm. And Fred Durst is on that record too.
That's right. That's right. So
you get your biscuit with your corn.
yeah, a lot of
You got a whole little meal there.
Yeah. Yeah, so Korn, My Cousin Vinny, Paige. I mean, I don't know if the island has bears. It could have other scary animals, but I think all of those options would keep me safe and fulfilled.
Absolutely.
100%.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Other than Wawa being better than Sheets and Quick Check combined, and that Jonathan Davis is a absolute genius. And I actually saw the singer of Ice Nine Kills at our Los Angeles show. He's a big Census Fail fan. I was like, oh, I know this guy.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's my little friend's here's favorite band. I was like, what's up, dude? Other than that, the record comes out March 3rd. It's got a clown on it. It's got some songs on it. We worked moderately hard on it, and I hope everybody that's listening likes it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome that you saw Spencer. I don't want to leave that untouched. That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right.
No. He's a handsome fella.
Bro is beautiful. Absolutely.
That dude was looking nice.
It's crazy, right?
Big time.
Yeah.
Wow. Hasn't aged a day. Like a fine
literally
wine, I'll tell you.
Literally, he looks the same as he did for like his first album. It's insane.
I know.
Yeah.
Drank from the fountain of youth, perhaps. I don't know.
I mean, He's into that creepy shit, so there's a good chance he has.
Ate a couple of bats, and now he's just going to look 20 forever. Yeah, hey,
I mean, if that's all it costs, man, I would eat a couple bats for that as well. Mm-hmm.
So true.
Same.
All right. Well, thank you for now. This has been Chris from Can't Swim, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.